Hello, good morning, traders. It is Monday, November 22nd, 2021, 10:38 a.m. I am here in Bangkok, Thailand, and I am going to break down Euro USD. I want to get started with the weekly time frame to break down and see what last week's close was. Last week's close was actually bearish. When we zoom in, we can see that it was a very bearish week. It actually closed almost 200 pips from the previous week's lows, and we actually crashed into a current support area we can see right here. So I want to mark that up just for reference. We are currently visiting an area of support. So the area that I like to mark up for reference is right here. This is going to be a 87 pip zone, and I'm going to now go into the daily chart to follow up with that. So on the daily chart, we can clearly see that we are on a downtrend, and that downtrend is looking very strong. As of November 11th, we actually had a rip through the support zone and a continuation down, making a almost 300 pip drive. So we're going to mark that up as well as a reference point. Also, when we're looking at the daily, we see a bearish engulfing candle, so I want to also mark that up as a reference point. Now let's get into the 4-hour candle. Now we're getting close to intraday or intra-week price action. So on the 4-hour, we can see that. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Can't even zoom in. On the 4-hour, we can see that price I'm looking at right here. Back on November 17th, price made a new low, and it was to be tested. Price rallied up, and about 100 pips. I say that was a bullish week, a distraction, and then the trend resumed, breaking any bulls from that week and validating the fact that price is going to continue on down. So we are looking for shorts, and this is going to be a hard stop above if price does happen to go towards the upside. I would like to see further confirmation with a possible close below 1.126. And if we can get any 4-hour close below that today, that would be awesome. That would be what I'd be looking for as a signal to take a short. If not, then I would consider everyone to wait, because it could bounce around in between. Since that is a reference point, let me mark that up. So this is what we're looking at breaking. Now get into the 30-minute time frame. We can see a little bit more detail. Price did crash 19th of November. That was the end of the week, and we can see that it did drop that one day about 100 pips. It rallied up, pulled back for a retest, about half retracement. When we do draw a Fibonacci, you can see just exactly how that played out. Went back for a retracement, hit this 0.618 exactly to the T, consolidated around the area, and then crashed back down. So now we're on our way towards the lows of that week, which is 1.125. It's about 20 pips away. If we can breach that low and we can close below that low, that's where I'll place my entry. Put a sell stop slightly below, and this is going to be my entry. So you guys are watching this live, and you guys can see exactly where my entry is going to be on this specific trade. Now let's look for an exit, a couple exits. I need to find my exit in case I'm wrong, and my exit when I am in the money. So what can we see price action doing right now? Price action is currently going in a downtrend. There's lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and that is a completed wave right there. A, B, C, D, completed Elliott wave pattern. So we do know that it is trending down on a healthy downtrend. If we do see the highs of 1.129 breach, we could possibly see price climb up 30 pips down to retest the highs of this downtrend. And if price does continue on up, it could possibly go up another 37 pips, and of course that would not be good for us. So I'm actually going to be looking for stop losses in a much tighter zone, because I do not want to risk that much as a day trader. So if I'm entering my trade down below, I'm looking for a stop somewhere above this zone right here, 1.129. I want to get more into detail before I place that stop loss, so let me just zoom out for a brief moment. Zoom out once, zoom out twice, zoom in once. Okay, so looking at this trend, I'm going to erase this recent Fibonacci zone. I'm going to now draw one going down this way. So we're aiming for an extension. I don't have it on this chart. It's a different broker I'm using, but I normally would have a minus 0.27 extension down below for this specific trend. That would signal a continuation of the downtrend. And if we're just gauging it right here, we don't really know what's going to happen until price does reach down below here. So I have to make this a risk-seeking trade. I can't make this a risk-averse trade. So I plan on dropping up to 30 lots on this trade. As of right now, I'm dropping a 10 lot because I'm splitting my trade up into portions in case price does go against me. But for a healthy stop, I place about 60 pip stop loss at 1.13023. So let's put that right now. So that's going to be my stop loss right there, 1.13023. As you guys can see, $6,100. It's not too much for this trade. And now let's look for a possible exit. And like I said, if it does go up here, just one last time, if it does go up here, more than likely it's going to go breach these highs and possibly continue on up. And I don't want to be caught up in that mess, so I'll get out early. Now let's go into the 5-minute to see where exactly I would put my entries. I don't know why this broker is doing this. Probably because it's a new trading day and you have to do everything accordingly. The market just began a few hours ago, so just give it some time. So looking at the 4-hour daily, and we still can't see anything below there. So at the moment, I'm going to now look into the weekly so I could find some sort of support area. And we can see my zone that I marked up right below here is going to be my area, my nearest exit. So 1.117 is going to be my exit. And that will be exit TP1. So right now on this specific trade, I have a 63 pip target and a 60 pip stop loss. So it's about a 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio. I will be taking off 50% of my trade at 1-to-1, and then I will be moving it down further. Now this is looks like it's going to be a very bearish week, and I'm actually anticipating 120 pip drop total. If that can drop 120 pips, we could increase our risk to reward ratio to 4-to-1, because we'll be risking 30 pips for 120. No, actually, we're going to get 200 pips out of this. So, pardon me. Let me just do my math again. We're risking 30 pips. We're going to get, it's almost a 7-to-1 reward to risk ratio right there. So this is an amazing trade opportunity if you get in early. And that's pretty much all I have to say with Euro USD. Just be patient. Wait for the close. It's about 30 pips away. If you do want to get in this trade a little bit earlier, it is very possible, because if we look to the left, we could see that right about here, this 5-minute bar that was painted earlier on, we could see right about here. So a couple hours ago, there was a low, and we're actually waiting for that low to be breached. If we could see a close below this low, I'm actually going to place another 10 lot. Like I said, I'm splitting my trades up into 3. So we're going to place another 10 lot right here, and we're going to make our stop loss right above these highs. So 1.1296 is going to be the stop loss for this trade. So right around the same area, and because I do have this in a tighter time frame with more detail, I can now move this to the same zone. So 1.1298 would be my hard stop for this specific trade. My entry for this trade is going to be at 1.126, and my exit for the trade is going to be at 1.104. It's going to be a total of 7-to-1 reward to risk ratio if this all plays out properly and accordingly. I'm just going to zoom out one last time so you can see the entire trade setup. And this is a bearish week, a bearish bias, and this is what I'm going with for the Euro USD pair for this week. Hope you guys found some insight on this video. If you have any questions, send me a DM on my Instagram. It's at ForexMaster_, or you can message me anytime on my other platforms. Hope you guys have a great trading week, and let's make some money.